ver aqui e tal, deixa a qualidade.
Fiquei 30 minutos esperando abrir. Quando abri, deixa eu redor.
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between. But as my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey. A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. The places I'd seen, the people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way. I'm a restorer by trade. Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs. Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
Cara, deve ser muito legal esse trampo, tá ligado? De restaurar coisa antiga. Mas deve dar um trabalho. Mas um trabalho, meu camarada. Ah, olha só que legal. Maneiro aí. Curti. O cafezinho, seu botão de pause. Como é que eu viro? Aqui. Assim. Bem interessante. Deixa eu ver aqui.
I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off.
Deixa eu ver. Não dá pra... Ah, dá sim.
I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman at your service.
Vamos fazer as malas.
My passport. Not many blank pages left now.
Caralho, hein?
Who doesn't love a scrunchie? Practical and stylish.
Pode que não dá pra mim dar uma olhadinha. É ela ali, ó.
Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these.
Eu concordo, eu tenho um kitzinho de chave que eu não consigo nada com
My
ele sem
favorite
eles.
overalls. These will never go out of style. I'll hand these out once I'm settled in. Fingers crossed they get me some work.
E é isso aí. E acabamos. Mala concluído. Muito maneiro.
Finally, I'd made it to Bella Riva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal.
A mulher só comia miojo, porra.
Of course,
Aí o intestino tá bom.
money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work. My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me
Aquela
to
foto.
stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store, that I had to be a part of. I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires.
Que fofa. Agora que eu acabei de ler, eu tava
The
me
story in
pensando.
Bella Riva began with a little girl, and a voice she was longing to hear.
Cara, esse negócio deve ser muito maneiro. Chegada. Catar trabalho agora. Canção de ninar. E o jogo é isso, tá ligado? E é muito maneiro.
It was my first morning in Bella Riva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun. In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bella Riva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect. I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
Meu Deus, é muito bonitinho, mano.
And I can't make it work anymore. I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
É muito gostosinho a vibe, mano. Juro.
How did you do that?
Pra isso, ué. Não sabe isso? Eu tenho que me acostumar com os botões em si.
Still not working. Something else must be wrong.
Deixa eu tirar a fita. Ah, assim. Achei. Não, peraí. É os botões, mano.
Aha! Those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
Não, cadê a tampa? Peraí. Pera, eu boto parafusinho. E gira a chave. Aí eu pego o bendito. Giro ele assim. Eu abro, né? Coloco.
Will you dream a dream for If I sit by your side and hold you so tight, know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight.
Coisa bonita, mano. Coisa bonita, meu. E é dominato, hein? Você tá doido.
Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
Agora paga, caralho. Cenzão, pai.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum. She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill. When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo.
Eu teria pego o toca-fita e jogado no chão, só de raiva. Zoeira.
I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt.
Fofa.
She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered.
É, realmente, né, cara? A vida dela foi... A mãe dela morreu.
A part I wouldn't be able to fix.
É, realmente. Realmente. Não, lindo. Simplesmente muito fofo. Despedaçado. Será que ela consegue esse tipo de coisa também?
My first repair complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles. The front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father. I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please, come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the
Ah, então é tu, o pai dela?
I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him. It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
Vamos ver.
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
Nossa, dá pra prastecar de cola, mano. Você tá doido? Vamos ver, cadê? O que é isso? Aham. Pera aí, deixa aqui. Deixa eu pegar essa daqui agora. Não, deixa essa... Ah! Droga, os controles são diferentes. São complicados, na verdade. Aham. Ah, não! Os controles são complicados.
Glue really strong enough to hold everything together?
Ah, não sei, filho. Parece cola de escolar, tá ligado? Lindo. Agora... Coloca aqui. Ali tinha um braço, né? Os comandos são bem peculiares. curioso. Passar toda a superfície assim, ó. Interessante. Agora vemos aqui já a maior parte dele completinho. Não?
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
Pô, tirei com a tua filha não, rapaz. Já tá quase completo. Ah, completinho, rapaz. Nossa, que delícia, filho. Você tá doido, é isso. Ficou nem mancha que tava quebrado, ó. Tá doido. Sou muito bom.
Thank you, Maria. It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
Sorry. I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late. Again?
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening. Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
É bem provável que não, né, cara? Às vezes o fardo do perda atrapalha muita coisa no convívio familiar. Statute of Limitations. Olha, um telefone antigo. Deixa eu ver um trem. Oi.
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some, seasoning tips, but it won't connect. Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
Com certeza, filha. E o velho lá não pagou também, né? Vamos ver o que tem esse peixinho.
You can fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
É, pra ter essa porcaria aqui ainda na tua loja, né, minha querida? Com certeza você não tem dinheiro pra nada.
Obviously, we'd normally be much busier than this.
Obrigado. Agora tá complicadinho, hein? O que seria isso exatamente? A plaquinha de circuito. Ah, não, essa aqui é a plaquinha de circuito que eu vou colocar de novo nele, né? Por algum motivo eu arranjei. Ah, olha só, é isso aí mesmo, porra. Clique no refil, arraste para cá as ferramentas para destacá-lo. Ali. Onde é que eu boto isso? Plaquinha lógica toda fodida, minha querida. Será que era isso? Ah, é mesmo, ali tá dizendo especificamente.
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
Okay. That's buera. Wait, no. A pair of fuse. Pronto. Ah, não. Tem que desmontar ainda mais um pouquinho. Que é isso aqui, ó. Tirar isso. Joga pro lixo. Pega um parafuso, coloca aqui. Mais alguma coisa? De onde eu sei, onde eu estou olhando, não. Só falta eu ter que desmontar essa merda de novo depois. Cabeça depois, na frente da cliente ainda. Passando vergonha. Ah, não, deu certinho, senhor. Você tá doido? O cara e a mulher ainda tem um telefone de... Seria um telefone fixo, tipo, antigo. É um telefone fixo antigo, mas como é que teria o nome disso aqui mesmo? Telefone de caracol, telefone circular de bandeja, de anéis, sei lá. É um telefone antigo.
I handed the phone back to Carmen. She seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry? Cool down?
Secar o esfrio por quê?
Ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
That's if I can pay my phone bill, anyway. And the rent, and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
Nossa, a mulher tá com bastante negocinho.
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone.
Hello! How's my favourite sister doing today?
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
You don't need to be here, though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh God, I have to get ready.
Vixe.
Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
Com certeza, se você pagar dessa vez, né, caramba. Cara, eu tô trabalhando pra todo mundo de graça nessa porra. Vou começar a cobrar sério, hein. Juro pra vocês, eu vou cobrar esses malucos aí 100, 200 conto pra consertar essas tralhas deles. Agora vem um bonitinho.
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name. Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
Está aqui pela câmera? Já era a hora. Nossa, piranha.
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know how to fix things. I'd usually go to an expert, of course, but in this town...
Nossa, chamou a gente de não especialista, de consertador.
This was Carmen's sister? The two of them couldn't have been more different.
Realmente, nossa, essa daí é uma vagabunda, cara. Chamou a gente de não especialista, hein? Puta merda.
In her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera. Any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong.
Com certeza, mas você tem que pagar, ou já que não chamou a gente no negócio. Cachorra. Juro, mano, que ódio dessa mulher. Uhum. Uhum. Não, não é isso. Não tem nada também. Nossa. Tá, deixa eu tirar ali. Vamos desmontar, fazer um deassemble.
I don't suppose you've fixed anything this valuable before.
Uhum. Definitivamente, piranha.
If I used the screwdriver, I could adjust the angle of the mirror.
Uhum. Seria assim o ângulo.
Perfect.
Olha.
Viewfinder should be working.
Olha só, e aí, Fernando? Salve, salve, meu querido. Seja bem-vindo. Vamos só meter os parafusos agora. Uhum.
There's still a part I need to attach. Where does it go?
Aí, coloca isso aqui. Brabo. Agora nós... Ah, tava aqui o manualzinho também. Olha lá.
You need the manual.
Todo mundo precisa de um manual, piranha. Tá aí na tua mão, otária. Nossa, câmera bonita. Lennox. Tem uma marca que é Axe. A Canon. Não, Canon não é. Mas parece uma câmera Canon. Polaroid com certeza não é. Sony? Talvez. Não, as da Sony ficam mais pros lados, né? A lente. Tem outras marcas de câmera, mas Lennox me lembra Canon.
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
Definitivamente.
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition. The first of its kind. It cost me 3 months' salary. But it was worth it.
3 meses de salário, caralho, mulher. 3 meses. Acho que no Brasil você precisaria de uns 30 meses de salário só pra comprar uma dessa.
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford.
Gente do céu. Mulher
It
zabenda.
was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better?
É porque ela é mão de vaca. Tenho certeza.
She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing. Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
É uma pera, né? Mulher assim, pessoa assim, né? Chato pra
I hear
caralho.
nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen was ready.
Com certeza, né, mano? Tadinha da mulher lá embaixo. No escuro.
The sun was setting over Bella Riva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Nossa senhora, mas a irmã dela é irritante pra caralho, hein?
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious when it broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
De fato.
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
Com certeza. Vamos ver como é que isso que é. Tem como eu tirar o... Não, eu teria que sair. Eu queria tirar o... a ajuda, tá ligado? Ajuda de colocar as coisinhas e tal. Não, quero virar. Ah, tá. Aí vem aqui. Tá ligado? Com a bunda, né, minha querida? Pera aí. Mas, oxi. Ah, mas aquilo ali não é ali, não? Pô, mas isso aqui é aqui, ué. Engraçado. Curioso. Ah, não. Eu acho que eu tenho que passar cola aqui, assim, ó. Ah, tá. É cola. Olha só. Vou entupir de cola, foda-se. Trabalhinho cagado também. Olha. Só na base da cola, hein, fiote. Agora tem que ficar colado direito. Agora ele vai aqui, ó. Tampou toda a cola, mano. Qual é? Aí agora eu coloco uma aqui e outra aqui. Fica.
I don't know, it's a bit flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
Hmm? Aí sim, hein?
It still needs something else. Maybe we can add one of these.
Oxi, qual é? Me fez negociar tudo. Ah. Ele fica meio negociado ali, ó. Qual foi, mulher? Fez a parafuso. Desmontar o negócio, montar de novo. Qual é que é a tua, rapaz? Nossa, que chato isso, hein? Deixa eu ver se por aqui. Não, é pelo mouse mesmo. Eu devia saber porque ali tem um... Ah, tá. Assim, ó. Pera aí.
I think the whole thing is supposed to light up.
Não, não é isso não.
It works! I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
Bem, ela é um café. Isso aqui é de bar, isso daqui é de sorveteria. Então de pizza é o menos pior. Essa mulher devia ter comprado um menos retardado, né? Um cafezinho, uma xícara de café. E ficou lindo, porra. Porra, cadê meu mouse? Ah, tá aqui. Nó.
The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
That's perfect! Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
Pô, ficou bonitinho. Ficou bem bonitinho. Na foto ali, né?
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived. Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
Que placa?
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her.
É, realmente. Mano, mas como é que pode a irmã da mulher ser tão irritante? E um Game Boy?
It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house. I'd barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth. On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore.
Isso parece inglês europeu. Tipo, ela puxa um t de vez em quando, parece inglês europeu da Inglaterra, não um inglês americano, sabe?
Can you fix it for me?
Can you fix it for me? Sabe? Você puxa um t no final de algumas palavras que parece um inglês europeu. É tipo water. Water é o inglês. É water. É água em inglês da Inglaterra. Só que no inglês da... Parece que no inglês dos Estados Unidos fala water. Pô, onde é que eu introduzo cartucho nesse caralho? Eita, peraí. Ah, aqui. Segura aí, deixa eu só dar uma olhada aqui. O que tem? Vamos ver o que dá nisso aqui.
Do grown-ups play games as well? Why does it sound so scary? It wasn't like that before.
Ixi. Nossa, botão todo fudido em criança. Então vamos fazer um de-assembling aqui. Nossa. Hã? Hã? Onde é que era mesmo? Isso aqui, aqui? Agora eu não tô lembrado. O 2 é aqui. O 1 é aqui no meio. Não, pera aí. Eu preciso deixar isso aqui. O 2... Nossa, eu já me esqueci tudo, cara. Acho que o 2 é aqui, o outro é aqui. Ou será que... Eu não faço a menor ideia, nem já esqueci essa merda. Vamos só testar aqui, fazer o nosso teste. Deu certinho. Foda-se.
Can you show me how to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
Ah, que legal. Que maneiro. Adorei.
Her toy fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
É, ele podia me pagar,
Why do you
né?
think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it really hard at the wall.
Criancinha.
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
Oh, que bonitinho.
My dad said I had to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress, and I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too. It made me think, had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me, maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
Eita, relógio?
Leaving Izzy hiding in the garden, I walked around to the front of the house and rang the doorbell. It was only then I noticed my favorite overalls covered in grass stains. I scrubbed desperately, but it was too late.
Maria, what are you doing? What happened to your clothes?
I was, repairing a lawnmower.
How unusual. Well, do come in. The job I've got for you is a little more delicate.
De fato.
Totally embarrassed, I walked into an orderly room filled with papers and ledgers. So this was his office. You must be so busy.
O que ele quer me levando pro escritório dele?
Of course. It's traditional
Joseph, seu safadinho.
cafe and restaurant in town. I'll be declaring the best chef in Bella Riva by this time tomorrow. Speaking of which,
He unclipped the watch from his wrist and very carefully handed it to me.
I'll have a tight schedule to follow, but my watch stopped working a while ago. Could you see if you can make it tick again?
Definitivamente posso, meu camarada. Caramba, já tirou? Facilidade, hein? só dar uma virada aqui.
Ah, the main plate has completely cracked. I'll need to replace it.
Ok.
The cogs look good, though. If I'm careful, I can reuse those.
Ah, legal. Exercício de memória. Muito bom. Deixa eu só consertar essa porra aqui.
Are you sure it will all fit back together?
Ela separa aqui as coisas novas, parece.
I've not gone a day without this watch since my wife gave it to me.
Muito triste, cara. Sinto indo pela sua casada. Não, cabeçuda. Vou colocar aqui. Pronto. Agora nós vamos meter as peças. Bem simples até. Uhum. Não. Oxi. Não. Como é que se monta isso mesmo? Ele acaba tirando. Ai, tá. Não, eu queria tirar aquela pecinha ali. Viu? Aí quando eu tento tirar... Olha lá, aí ele me dropa legal. Ah, tá, ela é aqui, ó. Ah, bom. Aquilo ali esbarra naquilo, que manda pra aquele ali, ó. Gleison Guazelli, 96, muito obrigado pelo seu follow, meu querido. Seja bem-vindo. Como é que você tá? Obrigado pelo follow aí, pela presença, mano. Veio pela Moza aí, sim, cara. Tamo junto demais. Depois eu te dou uma seguida lá também pra dar uma ajuda. E aquele salve de sempre. Então tamo junto, meu irmão. Deus te abençoe também, cara. Como é que faz essa pistia funcionar agora? Que na teoria ele não está tocando. Ah, agora sim aí, ó. Pronto, mano. Pronto. Não precisa de mais nada, não? Não, ele tá funcionando, então foda-se. Vou parafusar aqui e entrega pro velho. Porra, consertador de tudo aqui, rapaz. Restaurador na veia. Nato, cara. Pronto, aí, ó. Perfeitinho. Perfeitinho, irmão. Perfeitinho.
As I handed the watch back to Joseph, My fingers traced over the engraving on the back. I hoped fixing this was one small way I could help him move forward.
I can't believe it's working, Maria. Thank you. My wife was a brilliant woman. Feeling this ticking on my wrist, it makes me feel like she's still here. Watches measure minutes and hours like they're infinite. I didn't know we had so little time. Even with Isabel, I barely see her. And when I do, she acts like she hates me.
Just then, the phone rang. Even when he was at home, his work was never done.
Sorry, Maria. I have to take this. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow.
As I left, I turned and saw him pacing the floor of his office, his watch glinting in the afternoon sun. I hoped its quiet ticking would at least bring him some peace during the busy days to come.
Não, consertar celular assim... Consertar esse relógio me lembrou tirar parafuso de iPhone, cara. Juro pra vocês, o parafuso é tudo naniquinho. Minúsculo. Panorama geral. Qual é o nome dos capítulos? Momentâneo, aprontando, no escuro. Adorei. É bonitinho, cara.
When my last job of the day brought me to Carmen's apartment, the door was opened by someone I didn't expect to see. Helena.
Sorry for inflicting this mess on you. Carmen's never seen a knick-knack she doesn't want to buy, apparently.
Ah, deixa ela, oxe.
Carmen's apartment was a little chaotic, but totally charming. It was easy to imagine her living in a place like this. It definitely wasn't Helena's style. She seemed more upmarket than flea market. I wondered why she was even here.
We're having a clear out, or at least I am. Carmen's not helping, as usual. There's a market at the festival tomorrow. I'm selling some of these things to make her some money. She says she has nothing when there's all this stuff right under her nose.
Helena stepped delicately past the items on the floor and reached down to pick up one.
Look at this slide projector. Our parents treasured it, but Carmen treats it like a piece of junk. Can you take a look?
Com certeza, filha. Qual o problema dessa porra? Peraí. Tá errado.
Oh, typical. Carmen's even managed to get a slide stuck in here.
Como é que eu tiro esse slide?
That light bulb is completely smashed. Okay, I'll need to redirect the light to the lens at the top for the projector to work.
Não, peraí. Vai ali. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo tirar aquele slide. Não, é assim mesmo. Que estranho. Ah, não, é aqui, ó. Se o jogo fosse mais... né? Tava podendo girar. Estranho. Aqui o ângulo ficou péssimo, nossa. O ângulo certo devia ser isso aqui, ó. Ou será que era isso aqui? Ah, não, é pra cima no caso, né? É pra cima, por isso. Não. Ué, não tá querendo encaixar? Agora sim, rapaz. Às vezes o botão ele não vai direitinho.
I was so excited when I moved to the city. Carmen, she looks so sad. Here's the clicker you'll need to attach. God knows how Carmen broke that as well.
Deixa eu só colocar os parafusos aqui de volta. Onde mais eu tirei parafuso? Puta que lá merda. Ah não, é da outra ali.
Still a few parts missing.
É isso daqui mesmo. Pronto. Assim? Ah, não. Isso aqui. Acho que agora vai. Ah, tá. Aí vai aqui. É isso. Coisa linda. Foi?
When we were young, Carmen was always following me around.
Muito legal.
I suppose she looked up to me. A cool older sister.
Cola, nossa, tá se achando, eu piranha.
She used to ask me when I was coming home, but I was always too busy.
Lindo. Coisa linda, cara. Coisa linda.
Helena was transfixed, staring at the two young sisters the projector had brought glaringly into focus.
I never meant to let her down.
But you haven't, have you? You came all this way just to help with the cafe. Plus the money.
That's the problem. There is no money. I lost my job a few months ago. My savings are almost gone. I have nothing.
Que azar, hein, filho?
Common things, I'll throw my checkbook at her bad decisions and make them okay. But I can't. Not this time. You know, the funny thing is, I came here wanting to tell her the truth. But she's so infuriating. How can I ask her for help when all she cares about is herself?
Helena fell silent, shrinking under the gaze of her younger self, projected onto the wall.
We drifted so far apart when I moved away. It felt like the only thing keeping us together was my bank balance. I know I have to tell her the truth. It isn't fair. But I already lost everything else. What if I lose her too?
Vai não, não vai não, tenho certeza. Enfim, família, o jogo tá maravilhoso, tá incrível. Mas eu vou ficando por aqui. Então, muito obrigado a todo mundo que apareceu, todo mundo chegou aí, obrigadão de coração. Eu vou ficando por aqui, é isso aí. Valeu, falou e até a próxima. Fui.